How'd this mom end up pointing her gun at her own child with her finger on the trigger? Let's talk about it. What's good, gunners? Listen, I'm sure this mom didn't wake up this morning thinking that she would have to draw her gun, let alone thinking that she'd be flagging her own child with her finger on the trigger. So, how did this mom go from protector to potential threat? We're going to break it down in this video. And at the end, I'm going to give you 3 tips if you are in a self-defense situation involving your firearm that could potentially save your life or the lives of the people you love the most. So let's start from the top. From my understanding, this weirdo was chasing folks through the parking lot with a knife. Now, he looks like he's on something. Or maybe he's just an extra from Thriller or Night of the Living Dead.
That man walking.
I don't know. Anyway, Zombie Man run up on the wrong one. You see, he crazy, but he ain't that crazy. Because when mom pulls out fire, he stops dead in his tracks. Now, I like to give positive reinforcement when it's due. One good thing that mom did is she had that fire on her, right? She didn't get caught lacking. That's a good thing. So I got to give her props for that. Now, from this distance, I would recommend she have the gun up in a shooting position. She has the gun down to her side right now. And if weirdo decided to bust a move, she would be behind the 8-ball on trying to react to whatever Zombie Man decides to do. And there's such thing as the 21-foot rule. Look that up if you don't know what it is. With somebody with a blade and how quickly they can close that distance. So I would recommend that if you are this close, that you at least have the gun up and on your target. Now, I have to give her kudos for her positioning. Mom is in the best position for this situation. Obviously, distance is your friend. Right? If you could get some distance between you and the threat, that's what you would want to do. But because there's a child here involved, she's in the perfect positioning to protect that child. So she's in a protective position with her body between her child and the threat. So that's exactly where you want to be, right? She can protect the child in this position. If that attacker wants to get to the child, they have to go through her and probably a wall of bullets before they get to her and her loved one. So good job, Mom. This is where things get ugly. And I want you to pay attention to how quickly things shift in this scenario. It's easy to Monday morning quarterback these things and say what you should do, what you would have done. So I'm not taking anything or criticizing what Mom did. We're just pointing out things that could help us all to think about and get better if we happen to find ourselves in a self-defense situation. So let's take a look. All right, remember to stick around because in a moment, I'm going to give you my 3 big key takeaways from this video that could help to save yours or the lives of your family and the people that you love. So let's look at when things break bad. So here, you can tell that Walking Dead used to watch Allen Iverson because he hits a smooth stutter step that throws Mom off. Now, she turns around because she thinks that he's walking away. But in fact, when he looks back and sees that she's given up her position and turned her back, he starts to turn around and come towards the family. Now, I want you to pay attention to how quickly he closes this gap. He's not running. He's walking with a purpose, but he's closing that distance very rapidly. That's how quickly things can change. Now, if you look at Mom's position, this is what puts her in the bad position where now she's behind the child and sees that the threat is coming closer. When she draws and raises the firearm, now she's putting the child in potential danger to catch accidental rounds. Okay, that brings us to my last critique. because I am a firearms instructor, this is a pet peeve of mine. The way she is holding that firearm is horrendous. Now, it's painfully obvious that she has not trained with this weapon, or probably any weapon for that matter. And I just really wish that she had gotten some training, some form of training before finding herself in a situation where she needed to draw her firearm. Thankfully, she didn't have to use it. She didn't have to fire it. But I just wish that she would have trained better to prepare herself for a situation such as this. You never know. Again, I applaud her for expressing her Second Amendment right. Can't take that away from her at all. I just hope that she would get some training. And if you happen to be watching this young lady, if you're ever in the Dallas, Texas area, just look up the Black Gun Guy. I will give you a free session to help you to hone your skills to better protect yourself and your family. So, as promised, I'm going to give you my 3 big takeaways from this situation. So, number 1, don't just have a firearm. Know your firearm. That means don't let the worst time be the first time. Don't let the worst time be the first time. Don't let a bad situation be the first time that you ever pull out that firearm to use it. So know it. Go to the range with it. Get familiar with it. Know how to shoot it, take it apart, break it down, load it, unload it, all the things. Be familiar with your firearm that you plan to carry. Number 2, situational awareness. It is a muscle. You have to work it in order to build it. All right. So if you've never used or honed your situational awareness, now's the time. Next time you're out, pay attention to the entry points and exit points. Look around at the people around you. Try to make note to the people in your brain. Recall those things later. See what you can remember from an area or place that you were in. Practice your situational awareness. Point out things that look strange or off. Even if it's minute, just practice using that muscle so you can build it. And number 3, please watch my Learn to Shoot series, because if you are holding the firearm like that young lady, you will probably do more harm than good in a situation where you actually have to fire your firearm. I'm so glad that it didn't happen, but if she were in a situation where she had to shoot, there's no telling where those rounds would have gone. I'm not confident with their grip that they would have been on target. So check out my Learn to Shoot series. On the screen, there's a link to my grip video from the Learn to Shoot series. Check that out. Be a better shooter. Learn to protect yourself in situations like these. Peace.